Hello everyone. Today we will be doing our last module in the pharma industry insights. So here in this module we will talk about one of the most dynamic and respected positions, which is of a medical science liaison or an MSL. So let's get started. So, see, if you are someone who has a deep scientific expertise, if you have pursued degrees like PhD, MD, or D Pharma, and you have that eye and passion for data, still with a deep scientific expertise, still if you don't want to go ahead and take the conventional career path, then maybe the MSL is a role which you would like. So in a way, the MSL would give you an opportunity to bridge this scientific expertise of yours to a dynamic role in the industry. So, what exactly is a medical science liaison? So, in a way, we can call him as the scientific peer of a doctor of the healthcare community. He would be based in the field, not an office-based role, a field-based role. However, he will talk scientifically like a scientific expert and not from the aspect of promoting a pharma's product, right? And he will be a part of the medical affairs department of the pharma. And in a way, he will be acting as the primary conduit of science, the data. The non-promotional scientific data between a pharma and the leading physicians. So, if we look at an MSL and compare his role with a sales representative. An MSL belongs to the medical affairs team, whereas the sales rep belongs to the core commercial team. The goal is for an MSL, his goal is to talk science. His goal is to exchange the exact scientific data with the KOL or with the HCP, with the doctor, with the physician. Whereas the sales rep, whatever communications he is making are more towards driving the prescriptions, more prescriptions from that particular doctor. So, whereas the MSL will have a scientific, deep dialogue, two-way interactive session. The sales rep will have a talk related to the approved promotional messages. When we say approved, even as we discussed in our previous modules, all the promotional med-ed content also needs to be approved, needs to be compliant, right? So, the metrics for an MSL would be the quality of relationships which he has built on with the KOL. And herein, for a sales rep, the metrics will talk in the sales figure in the form of sales numbers. And if we look at the three core responsibility areas of an MSL, it would be to share deep scientific data with the physicians, to gather strategic insights. See, his communication, his conversation with the HCP would be a two-way communication. So he would be able to understand from the KOL about the real need gaps. I mean, so for example, what are the real challenges that an HCP is facing in prescribing that particular medicine? What are the top three side effects? Right? So that way he can have a scientific communication with the KOL, a two-way scientific communication. And then certainly, if he is able to gather that information from the KOL, he in a way would be supporting the clinical research. He would be able to support the clinical research in a particular therapy area. So, as we mentioned, it is not a 9 to 5 desk job. He has to travel. He has to have KOL meetings. That forms the major chunk of his job responsibility, KRA. Then he has to keep himself scientifically updated. Then also he needs to align the internal stakeholders and the teams regarding the insights which he has gathered from the field. And certainly there would be certain amount of administrative and conference planning related component to his profile. What would be the key skill areas? First and foremost, scientific credibility. It comes from the degree, from the D Pharma, from the PhD. Then essentially you should be having that scientific acumen, right? So you should be able to gain a deep expertise in a specific therapeutic area. It can be oncology, it can be cardiology, any specific therapy area. You should be having that acumen to go deep into that particular therapy area. So in a way, if the ultimate litmus test would be if you see yourself as capable enough of sitting in front of a cardiologist and having a conversation with him on HFpEF or HFrEF. That would be the ultimate litmus test for you. Then certainly along with the qualifications, you should be too good at communication skills, because through your communication, you would be able to have that exchange, that productive scientific exchange of information with the KOL. So you should be good at scientific, you should be good at building a scientific narrative out of that data. You cannot go ahead and see the physicians, the clinicians don't have much time for you. So you really need to be exceptionally good at communication skills, right? And then certainly a business acumen so that you can identify the key takeaways from that communication. You should know to delete away all the redundancies and pick the salient features up from a communication with the KOL. So if you really want to pursue a career in the field of medical science liaison, more or less four-step strategy. You can have mentors guiding you at each and every step, but more or less it would be like a four-step framework. First, you have to focus on your networking to get into the field. To your CV, rather your resume, your academic and professional journey should do the talking about you. Three, you have to gain expertise. You have to become a therapy area expert, right? The way we discussed that you should be confident enough, you should be scientifically sound enough to sit in front of a cardiologist and have a productive discussion with him on any type of heart failure, right? And then certainly once you get into the interviews, you would be given a clinical presentation to work on. So that is the time when everything you have learned uh, about that you have to execute. So when we say networking with purpose, LinkedIn is the number one tool for all of us. So try to connect with people who are in this role, not directly ask for the jobs. Job market is always uh, there are enough opportunities. However, it is tight enough. right? So you need to build a rapport before you talk about any vacancies. So try to learn about their journey, right? So try to build that relationship with people in your field. Then, as I said, your academic CV has to look like a focused, targeted professional journey. So reframe your experience, reformat it properly, right? So, for example, instead of saying presented research at 5 conferences, present it like communicated complex scientific talk in terms of data, right? So your resume should convey the message that you are good at data, you are good at compiling, you are good at synthesizing, and you are good at analyzing data, right? Likewise, instead of saying authored 10 publications, focus on a particular therapy area. Then gain expertise on a specific therapy area. That is the key. Pick a lane, choose 1 to 2 therapeutic areas, read everything about those areas. Who are the top 10 KOLs in this field? Do some homework, do some research. What are the key competitors, key players in that particular therapy area? And then post on LinkedIn. Then finally, when you get a clinical presentation, that would be your ultimate testing point, right? So you will be given a complex clinical paper, and what you are being tested on, your scientific acumen, your communication and storytelling skills, and certainly how you handle yourself in panic situations. So yeah, in a way, if we talk about the MSL role, it is just a launch pad. It is one of the steps in your hierarchical ladder. And you can progress from an MSL to a senior. I mean, either in the same hierarchy, you can see yourself as becoming the head of medical affairs, or you can divert yourself into uh, parallel streams. So yeah, if you have that scientific acumen, plus if you want to do something unique if you want to make some impact in the clinical field, then this may be the role of your choice. And then certainly it comes with good compensation. You will have that dynamic and autonomous work autonomy on your work, on your role, and certainly there is a strong career growth. So that was about, I mean, just the key points on what exactly it is, what are the essentials you need to inculcate, essential skills you need to inculcate if you are looking forward for such a role. So this was about our playlist on the industry insights, and then let me think over and come up with some new playlist ideas. If you have something in your mind, then please go ahead and share it. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.